Hi, I'm Alex.
Hey y'all, and I'm Ryan, and this is
Alex and Ryan Unscripted.
Did you do that?
Yeah, it does. So we're doing a recording.
Hey y'all,
Okay.
welcome back.
Yes, we are back.
Was it recording when I said that?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, y'all. So for today's episode, we are going to dive into beauty standards, right? And a lot of my research is TikTok. So I saw this. So y'all tell me this for our women out here. I saw this TikTok and this girl, she looked pretty. And she was like, getting ready to go out. It's my big day. It's her wedding. And she was like, and I decided to put on no makeup.
Mm-hmm.
But she looked pretty. And she's like, I'm excited. She just talking about her day, but she got married like maybe a year ago. She just posted it like 6 days ago. And she's like, I'm so excited. Just talk about her day, right? And then went to the comments. Now, majority of the comments are like boosting her up. Like this girl she said she started off with 140 something followers. Now she's at like thousands. Like I can't remember how many, maybe 600,000. I don't know. But she's like, I only expected my 140 something to see this. And her video got like, I think 3 million likes. And so it blew up in days, right? And in the comments, people were gassing her up like, oh, you look beautiful. You look pretty. Like, don't forget the naysayers. And then I'm just like, I don't see any negative comments here. But they said when she first posted it, like people were in the comments eating her up. And she had a few like residue comments left over because I think she went through and she deleted them. But they said somebody that comments like, girl, you are not Alicia Keys. Put some makeup on. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, this is my thing is like, why do people get so worked up? Yeah, disrespectful, but like, it's her day. It's her day. And then somebody was like, I feel like a lot of people was giving her that, what are those comments called? Like secondhand.
Backhanded comments.
Is it secondhand comment? Secondhand something.
Like a backhanded comment?
Like, backhanded. There we go. Backhanded.
Like shade. It's kind of like shady.
Yeah, because it's like, girl, you are so like, I don't know, like what comment said? It was like, you are so pretty. I just wish you would have da 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 da. And then that started to change. Like, I just wish you would have waxed her eyebrows. And I'm just like, let me look at her eyebrows, like see them boys, because my eyebrows are curly, okay?
Yeah.
And if anything, I really got to tame the ends of my eyebrows. But I went to hers, and it's like, what? They wasn't even bad. Like, they wasn't even bad. And it looked like she got something, because it had a nice shape to it. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And of course, people gonna troll. That's the thing about social media. People gonna troll all day. But I'm like, if this is her day and what she wants to do, why are y'all so judgmental? Just like, of course, all women. I didn't see any men in the comments. I didn't see no men in the comments. I'm sure they're there somewhere. But I'm scrolling through the comments, and it's just tons of women. A lot of them are like, it's your day, forget them. But then a lot of them are backhanded comments like, yeah, it is your day, but like, yeah, it is your day, but it's your wedding day. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you want to do this for your wedding day? And I was like, wow, beauty standards, huh? Like,
yeah, because what? Like, the thing is like, it is her day. Like how they were saying, it's your wedding day. Yes, it's her wedding day. Let her do whatever she want to do. But I realize
worked up.
That's the thing. People like to be funny. People want to be funny so bad. So people be putting like, let me put this comment in there because people think it's going to be funny. When it's like, yo, shut up. I've been saying shut up a lot. I need to stop. But like, yo, shut up. Like, nobody, let her do what she want to do.
Yeah.
Who cares if she not Alicia Keys? Okay, and?
Right. I was like, whoa.
Alicia Keys ain't the only person who not Like, what?
In her comment, like her description, she was like, I was going back and forth on this, but I don't wear makeup. So it's like, why would I wear makeup on this day? I just want to be my natural self.
See,
And I'm like, wow.
I think
First of all,
that's
that's a
something I
statement.
would do. Yeah. Like, I would do that. I don't wear makeup. Like, makeup as in like foundation and concealer. And
Yeah.
I don't do none of that. I don't like the way, like the tech. I don't
Contour.
like that feeling on my face.
Feeling on your face. Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't like that. Now I will get my eyebrows. My eyebrows will be clean. I don't even wear lipstick. I'll put some gloss on. I don't even line my lips. And I'll make sure I have some lashes. And best believe I'm going to be looking cute and I'm good.
Period.
That's it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
not everyone has to have like that glam look. Like, you don't have to, like, see, that stuff like that be annoying. That's why I can't go to the comments. Because I'll be like, yo, man, let me close this app because y'all getting on my nerves. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Now I
like,
would
who
say that,
cares?
that video, cause first off, this girl was, I just feel like cause not too many people are doing this, right? And I'm just thinking like, how many
Mm-hmm.
people don't really want to do this, but because of women around her
Yep.
and the
Yep.
beauty standards, especially when it comes to your wedding, it's
Social
your big day,
media.
you want to look your best, and your best means putting on makeup. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, says who? Like, says who? And I guess this goes into like my first question that I want to ask you is like, when it comes to beauty standards and trends, like who who's setting these trends and how are these movements lasting?
I think like you could say like society, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the vast majority, whatever society as a whole agrees on, and majority of the people agree to that, that becomes that standard. But
Yeah.
I do think it's a lot of old ideologies. That's not like too big of a word. That's
So,
an old like old ideas. That makes sense. Like old. It come from
yeah.
like old times, basically. Like,
Yeah.
granted, some things have evolved and have,
Mm-hmm.
changed and stuff. But I think it's society. But I mean, yeah, I guess society as a whole. Yeah. But before we even jump into that, what is like ideal? What do you think is like ideal, like beauty standard for a woman and for a man?
Um, for women right now, well, not even just right now, but like in recent years, like there's a really big push for, oh man, like how you, down to like how you look, to how you talk, to how you sound,
Uh,
to how you walk.
uh,
And like you said, like a lot of these are embedded from centuries ago of how a woman should be or present herself.
mm-hmm.
And again, I just feel like all of these feminine gurus out here, like, a woman should be, I don't know. I guess when I think of what society sees a woman, it's like pretty.
Yeah.
And pretty goes down to, I feel like makeup. Because makeup, okay, so I
Yeah.
watched this questionnaire thing talking about like it was makeup versus no makeup. And a lot of the women were saying like, oh, you don't makeup because it's bad for you and the ingredients, but also because you're lying. Like you're really structuring and just because contouring, oh my gosh. I know it does wonders like that.
Yeah.
But like you're restructuring, like you're moving everything around your face. And when you take it off, that's not really what you look like.
Yeah.
But then people are like, well, we use makeup because it's expressive. We're creative. And I'm not saying makeup is wrong, but I'm just saying like when it comes to beauty standards, it's like, first off, when it comes to body type, the thinner, the better. And the fact that it's not even the healthier, the better. It's like the thinner, or if you are curvy, you got to have a slim waist. If you
Oh,
don't have a slim waist, you're not seen as higher as those who are thinner. And when it comes to hair, oh my gosh, I'm gonna talk about this too later on. But texture of the hair, the looser, the better. When
Yeah.
it comes to the color of your skin, the lighter, the better. Like, I feel like a lot of this stuff is, and this is a question of mine too, like is
Mhm.
embedded in European white standards. Even in 2025, oh my gosh, Alex, when I was reading these, even for men, I would say even for men, I think the European standards are embedded with that as well. Because, okay, let me just say this. Even in 2025, the fact that we still have these arguments today,
Yeah.
I think is so. I think it is, even though that, of course, slavery and stuff was not that long ago, and it really wasn't. It really wasn't. And a lot of these pictures make us feel like, time,
It was, yeah.
whatever, it was far away, but it wasn't that far away, honestly. And it wasn't that far away. So I do try to get that out of my head too, but it's just like, oh my gosh, the fact that it is just so embedded in this country, in all over the world. But I don't know. I guess it's just sad. It's
Yeah.
just that I'm trying to bring my point home, but it's like unconsciously, because it also starts as a child and the representation you've seen as a child. And
Yep.
then, when you have parents who don't really celebrate their own features and what
Yep.
they look like. And what's crazy is they don't even have to say it. They don't even have to say, I don't like my hair or I don't like my body shape. It's how they act or how they treat themselves. And
Yeah.
so seeing that growing up, it's like you subconsciously take that in as well, because you and your parents, a lot of times you share the same features. And when you
Yeah.
see your mother not loving on herself, loving on whatever she got going on, how would you then, like truly love on you? Or like
Yep.
when dad is not really taking care of himself, or like
Yep.
just going through the proper steps to really like look good, or like invest in his looks, like the man you choose.
Yeah. Because usually, as like a little kid, your parents are the people that you are looking up to. You are
Mm-hmm.
mimicking them, and you
Yep.
are taking in like what they do to themselves, what you see, and even, I mean, obviously to like a certain extent, where kids start to learn words and stuff, they pick up on that too. Like literally from like even like with my daughter's age now, her seeing how I move, her seeing what I do to my like help myself or do whatever, she's picking up on that. And when she gets older, she may not remember certain things, but it's just there. Like it's
Yeah.
just there. So yeah, it do start. It starts at in your home
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. But even when starting in the home, it's like a generational thing. Cause like again, it goes back to their home,
Yep.
goes back to their home, goes back to their home.
Yep.
But then it also goes back to representation.
Yeah.
It goes back to representation and what we see every day. And oh my gosh, is this up? Well, no, I feel it kind of goes on topic. So I went through this little mini deep dive on Marilyn Monroe.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh my gosh, when we were kids, I'll say middle school, high school, like Marilyn Monroe was that it girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I was just like, man, I wonder if she was that it girl for us because that's what we saw. Like, and
Right.
that's who the media was like, if you, the epitome of a feminine, beautiful, elegant woman, granted they call her some names too because of, but they still put her in that category. Like, it's Marilyn Monroe. And I'm like, that girl is small. Like, she is skinty. I am not
Yeah.
that. Like, I never saw her as a figure like that, but I remember my friends would be like, oh, Marilyn Monroe was that girl. And I'm just like, man, but now that I'm up in my big age of 30, going to be 31, I was like, man, but going to college, we learned about these other Black women that were
Yeah.
also in that time, like, oh, just as beautiful, like Lena Horne. Like, I'm like, what the heck? Were we like, oh, Marilyn Monroe was that girl because that's all we saw? That's the only, and that's who media pushed out to us?
Yeah.
Because when I came to college, and I was just like, what? Black women in these spaces exist. That's curvier. That's, of course, that looks like us. Like, why am I just now hearing about this in college? How come they're not on these posters? How come they're not pushed to the forefront? And they're small, just like her, a little more curvier, but it's like, what's the difference? And it's like, of course, it's the skin tone, the lighter, the better. But what's crazy is these women also light skinned. So it's like, interesting.
Yeah. What was that? Sorry, I thought I heard something. So, okay, so then, I don't know. It was a weird noise. It threw me off a little bit. Okay, so then what do you think is like the ideal? I know we are women, so it's kind of hard to like speak for men, but like the ideal man. What do you think that is?
What's that magazine that be pushing out the? Would they be like Men of the Year?
Like hot, yeah, sexiest man. What is that?
Is there a number of magazines like that, or is it just one?
I think it's just one. It's like double XL. Is that the thing? What is double XL?
Double XL? GQ.
That's what it is. GQ.
I think it's GQ. GQ magazine. And they pick one man out the year.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like growing up, actually, you know what? I don't, when it comes to the men, I don't know. Like, cause male models wasn't the it guys. It was more so a lot of these actors that I saw that was more so like, oh, these are the men of the times, like these men. But a lot of the times it was white men. And when I look at them, I'm like, what? Where's the hype? Like, now, do they got a body? Of course. Of course. These men look great. But like, as far as like everything else, I'm just like, why are they the quote unquote
or it?
Yeah. Like, they look older. Like, I don't know in the face. Like, who's to say that they're it? And then I feel like as times are going on, I feel like black men were starting to get celebrated. Like, but, and this is what's interesting to me, because I feel like it was more so dark skinned black men than there was light skinned black men from what I saw. And immediately what comes to mind is Idris Elba.
Yep.
I feel like when he got on the scene, oh my gosh, women of every race that I could think of loved them some Idris Elba.
My mama loved that man. I don't see the hype.
And I'm like, he is a handsome man, but I'm just like, I just think it's so interesting to go from white to dark skin. But like the dark skin build, like,
yeah.
And isn't he British? Like,
yeah. Yep.
It's just interesting. Like,
he got the same birthday as my mama.
What? Does she know that?
I don't know. And he 1 year older than her too. Ooh.
Oh. Right.
Okay, so since you did mention like the magazines and stuff and like the hottest man of the year, so I typed in just Google top 10 hottest men, and then I did top 10 hottest women. And I'm going to name off these names.
Okay.
And if I butcher some of these names, I'm sorry. Not that they're crazy or anything, but so they have, I don't know if this is
starting with,
this is just on the Google thing. So I didn't do the one thing. So I don't know if this is number one or what, but Chris Hemsworth. Is that how you say it? Hemsworth?
That's Thor.
Him? Yes, Thor. Mama love that man down in Thor, okay?
I mean, that man is, like, he is cute. I would say, yeah.
He alright. Brad Pitt.
Okay, I was going to say that. Growing up, I love Brad Pitt. I did.
Henry Cavill. I don't know the man. Ryan Reynolds.
I don't get it.
Chris Evans.
Wait, is that not? Chris Evans. Is that
Chris
Captain America?
Let me see. Yes, Captain America.
What?
I think these movies be helping the men out.
For sure.
It be helping them
For sure. Because I saw Chris Hemsworth, whatever, on an interview back in the day, maybe a couple years ago, and I was like, that's not Thor.
Yeah.
That's not Thor.
No, for real. And then they have Channing Tatum. I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, Channing Tatum, because all that dancing he was doing, I'm like,
all that movement. Okay, I said, listen, this man got some rhythm. What?
Right.
What?
That's really what it was. Ryan Gosling, Bradley Cooper.
I was gonna say McConaughey. I feel like he was gonna follow up right after that.
McConaughey. I don't even think he's on the list. George Clooney.
George Clooney.
I think for his age, he's actually not. He ain't my type, but like, he not bad. And so far, all these men are white.
Yeah.
So we gonna see. I mean, this is more than top 10. But looking at this list, there's only 2 black men. Can you guess who they are?
Idris Elba.
Yep.
And Michael Ealy.
Yep. Oh no, not Michael Ealy. No, it's not Michael Ealy. Surprisingly, but his name is Michael. It's other Michael. His name is... Come on now. You know, I don't even think he that.
You know, Michael. Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say Michael B.
Him. Man, only two. Why did they put Chris Brown on there?
Michael B.
And Chris Brown, fine.
He gives squirrely No, he's cute. But I want to say he's fine. I want to say he's on the list. Look how he put people on the list.
Sometimes
he has his moments. I think he's a dancer for me too.
Yeah,
who's on my list?
Yeah, who's on your list?
I don't know half these actors' name, but
same.
I would definitely I would have put Michael Ealy on the list. Oh my gosh. I think Damson belongs on the list. Even though I just don't favor him anymore because when you say he talked to the devil, I was just like, man, off the list. Like, boo, tomato. Like, what you doing?
No, for it. They bogus for that. I type in top 10 hottest black male, like celebrities, and they don't even give me pictures.
You said they only give you pictures?
No, they didn't even give me pictures. I need pictures.
Oh, what are the names?
Well, I got the pictures. Shamar Moore. I don't see it, but everybody swear.
I be getting him mixed up with the other one. With the other
Boris. I don't know how to say his last name. Boris cool. These is for like older women. Like, you know, we you know, but like we're not. I'm like older women. Idris is always on the list.
Always.
Michael Ealy.
Okay.
Some of these men ain't cute. We need some younger men on here.
Ooh, did they put Denzel?
I don't even see Denzel. They have Tyrese.
Tyrese who? Gibson?
The only Tyrese, yes. Tyrese. Okay, I will say he is kind of fine, especially in the movie. How do you say his name? I can't.
He's like Yaya something.
No, I know how to say his name, but I'm getting nervous because people might clock me. You know what I mean? Like, is that how you use it?
Clock me. Somebody clock you. That be they beat you up.
Yes. And they might beat me up in the comments. Okay. What is his name?
You reading it? What does it start
I don't
with?
Pronounce it. Is you pronounce it Omari? Omar? You know what I'm talking about. Power. What's his name in Power?
On Power? Oh, Omari Hardwick.
Yeah, how do you say it? Omari?
Hardwick. I think it's Omari. Yeah.
Okay. What's his name in Power?
Yeah, but outside of Power,
I know Ghost. That's all I just know about Ghost.
Outside of Ghost, though, but Ghosts, yeah, Ghost should be on the list.
Yeah. But Ghost is number 14. So let me do the top 10.
Hey.
So we said Shamar, Boris, Idris, Michael Ealy, Travis Winfrey.
I don't know.
Mark Taylor. No.
I don't know who that is.
Henry Simpson.
These must be some people from Snowfall or something, or Chicago.
Right.
Because I don't know. I don't know these
I
people.
don't know. Number 8 is Laz Alonso. I don't know. Tyrese is number 9.
Damson's not on the list?
Who?
What, Eminem not on the list? Damson not on the list?
No. Number 10 is Pooch Hall. Number 11 is Lance.
Hey, I slept on Lance growing up. I slept on the guy. I didn't think he was. Yeah. I saw him in this TikTok and he was wearing some kind of beige two-piece. I was like, this matches that. I see what they see now. Like this is a good looking man.
Yeah. They even have number 13, Corey Hardrick, Tia's husband.
I thought they did that after that Tyler Perry movie blew up.
No, for real.
He's not a bad looking guy, but
number 18. I'm skipping because some of these people. With that, you know who they need on there?
Who?
Mufasa.
Eric Pierre, that's Mufasa.
No,
yes,
real.
That is a
Columbus Short. Let me show you this picture. Columbus Short, number 18. Look at that. Can you see that picture? Oh crap. Oh
boy.
Get him off. Get him. Oh, let me stop because I'm not gonna lie. And what was that movie? Stomp the Yard. Was it Stomp the Yard? I'm like, okay, not bad, but it's the dancing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
They really don't have. Not 23 being Romeo.
Let me stop. I feel like we need to change gears.
Yeah, 25 is Lil Bow Wow. They do not have Denzel on here. And for his age, Morris Chestnut is number 33.
Absolutely not. That's what I was like, who am I forgetting? Who should be up there? Morris Chestnut is him. That Jesse man is
Williams.
Wide.
Jesse Williams is 38. Who made this list? That's who we need to know.
Look, that's
JJ.
Look.
Remember little JJ?
That name been years.
42. DMX. Okay, we probably got to get off of this. This is interesting. Common,
okay, well, you know, after you reading the list and stuff,
I'm trying to figure out where they put Denzel.
The beauty standard for men is placed.
Who is it?
I said, how do you think the beauty standards for men? Like, how are they
for men? I think. Okay, I think for men, obviously, height plays a huge role. Height.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
Yeah. Height is a big thing for men. I don't really think like body shape. Like, obviously, for a guy to be fit, but you don't have to have muscles, right? You could just look like that's the ideal, is like being kind of like big, but not like you don't have to be super muscular. I honestly, when it comes, like, obviously looking at that list, it was a lot of white men.
Yeah.
But like you said, and it'd just be like one, it'd be like really just one black man. But there's so many other different like race and like nationalities that like are not a part of the list that I find some men are kind of fine. You know what I mean? So like, it's mostly white with just like one or two black men.
Yeah.
That society as a whole, like that's including everyone, you know, would say would be like ideal. So I didn't mention the women, the hottest women. So we did talk about men a little bit, kind of like getting back to women. So the top 10 hottest women, which is just from, it just says it's a source from across the web. They actually have Beyonce on here, which is actually, it's not really surprising, but like, you know what I mean?
No,
They have Megan Fox, Anna de Armas. I don't know. Jennifer Lawrence, Blake Lively. Is that her name? Lively?
Yeah.
Emma Watson.
Really?
Huh?
No, I just said really.
Margaret Robbie. Oh, her.
Margot Robbie. Who is she? Is she
Barbie.
Okay.
Yep. That's
that may sound familiar.
Mila Kunis. This goes to show I don't know people's names. Sophia Vergara. She's of a Modern Family, the mom.
Oh, okay. She's Hispanic, right? Latina?
Yeah.
Okay.
Emily Ratajkowski. Oh, I can't do it. Emily. Gal, I don't know who Gal Goddard is. I'm gonna skip some of these. Angelina Jolie. I feel like when we were younger, she was very, very popular.
Yeah, she was.
Katie Beckinsale. I don't know.
For the ones you skipped, can you say their first name?
Who? I was gonna skip, but then I didn't skip.
Okay.
So it was Gail, maybe Gail. I don't know. Then Angelina, and then Kate Beckinsale, and then Rihanna. Salma Hayek. Scarlett Johansson, Halle Berry.
That's Widow, right? The Black Widow?
Scarlett, yeah. I believe so.
Okay.
Kate Upton. They have...
I definitely feel like Halle Berry was that it girl back in the day, too. Like,
yeah.
All the boys talked about Halle Berry.
Yeah. I even feel like now. Still do. Is it Adriana Lima? Adriana?
Maybe. I
don't know. Bella Hadid.
That
Jennifer Lopez. Yeah, I think she's a model, right?
Okay, yeah.
Jennifer Lopez, Jessica Alba, Jessica Biel, and Emma Stone. Those are the people. I mean, that's a longer list than 10. I literally told Google 10 and they gave me like 15, 20.
Never listen.
No. But, I mean, some of the people on there we could, I mean, obviously, but again, it's what, I mean, I will say the women, there is more of diversity.
Than the males list?
Than them, yeah, for sure. But, so for, you mentioned the women's, sorry, I'm scratching my, hopefully you can't hear that. You mentioned what you think women's, like, the beauty standard is, right?
I definitely, just to summarize it again, I feel like it comes down to skin, body, I feel like is, because even when body, skin, hair, yeah, and then facial features.
Yeah. I'll say, yeah, I think body is a big thing because that, like, with just so many women getting like BBLs and stuff.
Yes.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I thought about it plenty of times, okay? Like, yeah, let me just get this fat sucked out. You know what I mean? Like, at the time, I was going to the gym. I'm like, I can still just go to the gym. It's just already done for me. I don't have to put in all the hard work.
Okay, so... Oh, no, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
So, because you mentioned BBL, this was a question I had about that.
Okay.
I said, with the rise of social media, do you think we're kind of losing the plot as far as like individuality and being, I guess, embracing what we have and who we are? Do you think because of everything that's just been blasting on social media, like, and when I say social media, I do also want to tie in, like, I guess just all socials, like commercial, magazine, like because we constantly see this and because it's constantly thrown in our face, are we losing that individuality of embracing self?
I think so. Yeah, because I be seeing women where like it's like they all went to the same doctor and said, I
Okay.
want this, and they all got that, and they all look very similar. Like
Yeah.
from not just body, but from like face and like
Face.
even like it's like, whoa, I could have sworn I forget who they said they who there was a picture of some celebrity that looked just like another celebrity, but they were two different people. I forget who it was. A part of me wonders if it had Nicki Minaj. Was it Nicki? It was somebody. And I'm
Did they get
like,
their
dang.
face done?
It might have just been makeup, honestly. It could have just
Okay.
been makeup. Where, the contouring, all that stuff, where they literally look the exact same. It was like, I didn't even know that was the other person. So,
Oh, wow.
like, I think we are. I think we definitely are. Because I just saw a TikTok of like, it was, when was it? It was like back in the day when 106 in Park was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And to see so many different people they had different style. Like, I know that's kind of, that's kind of like part of like, beauty, kind of not really. But like, they had
Yeah.
different, like, it was so many people just wore what they wore.
Mm-hmm.
But then now it's a lot of like, we all kind of wear the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
I want to echo off that last statement that you just said, like we're all kind of doing the same thing. Cause don't you see TikToks or videos when girls are like, so how are we wearing our hair now? Or how are we doing our makeup now?
yeah.
Or how are we doing XYZ? And then some girls like, okay, we're letting this go. We're not doing this anymore. But then I saw some comments, and it was crazy. A lot of the comments were guys, but they were like, why can't you do what you want to do? Like, why does it have to be a group thing? And I see a lot of people, sometimes in the comments, or a handful of people, not a lot of people, a handful of people be like, why does this have to be a group project? Like, why can't you just wear what you want to wear, look how you want to
Right.
look? And they're just like, well, I just want to keep up with the trends. Like, I just want to, be in the in, like the in
Right.
crowd. And I was just like, man, cause I remember in high school, like when I would wear certain things, like, or like in high school period where a lot of people are just having their own set of style. Yes, you got a side eye, but at the same time, when you stood in it and that was just you, that was
Yeah.
your style. Like, I didn't feel like it was granted, there were some people like, oh, why are you wearing that? Or we don't wear that. No, you don't.
Right.
Like this is my style. This is how I choose to dress. And I saw like when people stood in that, it was powerful because it was bold because you were a trendsetter. You know what I mean? Like somebody somewhere liked your style, but even if they didn't, this was what you wanted to wear. This is what you wanted to look like. And I'm just like, man, we're definitely losing the plot here. Like, what is happening to a lot of individuality? Like, what is happening to this is what I want to look like. This is not even who I want to be, but like, this is just how I want to present myself. And
Right.
even if you don't agree, what's the need to be so mean and rude about it? And part of me, and then I want you to chime in too, but
Okay.
like part of me is thinking like, I think people wish they were that bold.
Mhm.
I think there's a lot of people that wish they could be or look how they want to look. But because I don't know if they're working on that or they're not that, they want to be that, like they project. And I think is a part of it is jealousy. I think a part of it is jealousy, and then a part of it is just not having that boldness within you.
It was like an insecurity.
Yeah, insecurity.
Yeah, I think that definitely. And I also think that since there is social media, there's more eyes to see. So it's different. Like when, say, we were younger, social media wasn't a big thing.
Uh-uh.
And it was just like, okay, it's like a few people here and there talking about, oh, her outfit ugly. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, two people. But then when you got like 2,000 people saying like,
Yeah.
oh, I would never wear that, and like just clowning you. I think it's really just I don't want to be clowned. You know what I mean? I don't want to be made fun of because I want to wear this. Like, I think that plays a huge part. There are more eyes when you post. People feel like their opinion really, you know what I mean? Like, really matters on what you're wearing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't know. Because I will say, even with me, I feel like I've kind of gotten out of my, like, fashion bag. Just because it's like, like, even like with skinny jeans. Skinny jeans those things are out. Get rid of them. But I'm like, well, that's all I have. I ain't got no other jeans, but skinny jeans. You know what I mean? Because the other pants don't fit me. But it really is like, wear what you want. Like, I remember in high school, one of my friends, she came in wearing, she had like on some pants, and then she cut up some other her pants and like wore them over her pants. Okay, it's kind of okay. That sounds bad. So like, you remember the trend that happened like with sweatpants, where it's like half and half, like half, like at your knee above was like one color, and then your knee down was a different color.
Yeah.
Right? That was like a little. People was wearing that. People probably still wear that now. You know what I mean? Like it's. Well, she came in. It wasn't stitched or sewn or anything like that. She just came in with. She had some jeans, right? And then she cut, let's say, khakis at the knee, and then put them over the jeans, down by her like calves, and went to school with it. People was making fun of her. Me, I'm like, well, I'm into fashion, so I'm like, I mean, wear whatever you want to wear. Like, you know, to me, who cares?
Yeah.
People gonna make fun of you regardless. So don't even matter. But then what's crazy, I remember telling her, I don't know if she remembers this or not, but I remember telling her, like, remember when you wore them pants in high school? And now look what they doing to like pants now. You know, like you was doing that back then. You know what I mean? And now you see them same people who's probably wearing them pants just like that. So it's like, to me, I don't know. I'm always big on wear what you want to wear. Dress how you want to dress. Your style is your style. That makes you.
Yeah. That makes you, you. And that's what I really want us to get back to. Like just, again, just embracing who we are, like all of it. And if you read upon or look into like a lot of these fashion like designers out here made fun of because of their creativity, but now they're out here they're setting the standards. You know what I mean? Like they're pushing out their creativity designs that they always had, and they're pushing it out, and then they're becoming trendsetters. Like, I'm just like, oh my goodness. Now, granted, going back to the comment, you said like, you wear a thing. Oh, so for instance, like that girl who wore those heels, she wore like platform heels or something with some kind of outfit, and they were just going at her for days. But I'm just like, wow, is it really that serious? And of course, part of it are just manics, like they're just crazy, literally Looney Tunes. And then you got people who are just mean girls. But then, like you said, I feel I want to say that, Alex. I truly feel like a lot of people's insecurities be projecting. I truly feel like that because I guess in high school, when I tell you we had our, like, everybody had their style, you know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, it was like, I wouldn't wear that, but I like that piece. I like that. I mean, I like that, but I like that piece that you got on, you know? But it's
Right.
like, as we've gotten older, like now it's like, if you're not wearing this, you're not in. Like, if you ain't wearing this, what you doing? And
Right.
it's like, ugh, like, ugh. Um, and then, okay, I want to get into this, but I guess we can go into body. I guess let's stay on clothing real quick. Just
Okay.
sticking with clothing. Um, so a lot of stores now, like recently, maybe in the past year or two, have been taking out plus sizes and they've been putting it online. And then if some stores do have plus sizes, it costs so much, or the clothes are just like boring, dull, or dang near ugly sometimes.
Yes.
And I'm
I
just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I remember working in Target. When I worked in Target, it's not even that long. I mean, it might be long ago. Whatever. It was like what, out of college, right?
Mm-hmm.
They would have like the junior cute clothes, and then they
Mm-hmm.
would have like, like it's kind of like they were very like more like work clothes. It gave me work vibes. But then the plus sizes, I'm like, this small section, and
Yeah.
why they look like this? I'm like, these
Yes.
clothes are like not cute. Why don't you just have the cute styles that's like in the junior? Just add some more sizes to that.
Yes.
Like, to me,
Yes.
that's
Yep.
annoying. Like, them clothes is not
Yeah.
cute. Which I will say, it has gotten better, especially online. I love to shop at Sheen. I don't know how to pronounce it. Shein, whatever.
Yeah.
Now they have some cute clothes for plus
Yes.
size, like,
Yes.
and it be on
Yep.
trend. And same thing like with like Fashion Nova and like Pretty Little Thing and just a lot of them. They
Yeah.
definitely got a lot better.
They're doing it for the girls. So I saw this comment and it was a guy and he was like, I think it's okay for stores to only carry certain sizes, only cater to a certain demographic. Like they don't have to cater to all women. And I'm just like, well, first off, I can't stand when men want to hop in these conversations. But what do you think about that?
Um, that's tough. I think it's kind of tough because not really. I don't think that it should be a thing because why not get as many customers as you can? Like,
Yeah.
don't you want to me, like, but like, I do remember there was a store I remember seeing on TikTok, I believe, where
Mm-hmm.
she would be like, you gotta be 250 to like, she had like this little saying when you walk in the door. And all her clothes was like for plus size women. It's not that she was turning them at the door like, you can't be in here, you got to get out, you too skinny, you
I
too
think I know what you're
small.
talking about. She has a boutique.
I think so, yeah.
But as
It's
women
been a
coming in,
long
she was
time.
also like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it's basically
Okay.
like, if you ain't 250 plus, you ain't got nothing in here. There ain't nothing in here for you, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, girl.
Yeah.
But like I can see where it's like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to just carry all like plus size clothing because you can't really find it anywhere else, kind of thing,
Yeah.
I could see that. But like, I don't know, it's kind of hard because I get it. It's like, because even when it comes to like stores and buying clothes, you buy a certain amount of sizes because they're going to sell. So that if
Mm-hmm.
I'm buying these plus size clothes or like extra small clothes, they may not sell. So it's like, that's where I think it can kind of like, when it comes to, like, I'm pulling out my college classes that I had to when it comes to buying and selling and all that stuff.
Oh.
But that plays a huge role into why certain companies may not have, like bigger companies may not have or may not carry a certain amount of like, sizes or whatever because the cost.
Yeah.
And
I
that they
mean, it
may
does
not
cost
sell, so
more
they're
for
not getting their money for it, kind of thing.
But if your clothes ain't cute, of course they're not gonna sell. It's like when you put them on the racks, you know people not gonna want that. You know
No.
that. Cause like
Yeah,
you
no.
said, like when you see cause the juniors clothes do be popping. Okay. And it's just like, all right, so when it comes to plus size, why you have to, it's like, there's no way. There's no way we're like, oh yeah, this is it. You know, it's not it. Like, you know, cause your sales are telling you, like you said, your sales are telling you nobody want these.
Yeah. Yep.
But it's like, is that done on purpose? Is that strategic? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Now, like you said, I do think that this is a tough conversation because, like, you know, you do what you want. It's your business. You do what you want. But it's like, yeah, if you do expand or have more size options, you will have bigger demographics to deal with. But you get more sales, especially if your clothes are popping. But if you're giving us House on the Prairie, like tablecloths, like, of course we're not going to buy that. Yeah. But you know that.
No.
But you know that.
Yeah.
So, okay. Now I want to get back to like body type. I think, okay. How can I say? Because I know you mentioned BBL earlier. And I had another friend that wanted a BBL as well. And I was just like, no, embrace you, girl. Like, do what you know. Because also they said BBLs are like one of the most extreme, dangerous surgeries out there. And a lot of girls are like, you know, because these doctors all over, not all doctors, of course, but, you know, you got a handful of doctors that just trying to get the money and they're not, you know, performing the surgery as good as they should. But okay, so for me, I do like looking at different women that got the same body type as me and like that's on their fitness journey because it's like, okay, we're in this together. We're in this together. But what's crazy is that like handful of these girls, I'm just like, oh my gosh, they're back. Like they will have like we got the same like thighs, butt, arms, but their back, no rolls. Or like their waist is really cinched, like they got it going on. But their butts aren't like huge, you know, it's like mine. We got a nice size. And I'm just like, how the heck did they get their back like that? Or like for me, I would say like one area that I really want to work on is my arms. I'm like, how are their arms so small? But their body is, you know what it is? It still looks. I'm about to say it, but go ahead and say it. Girl.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Yeah. Lipo for real.
Yes. Girl. And when I tell you, this one girl I was following, because she is like a little bigger than me, but she is fit. Okay. Like this girl can run. This girl be moving. Then like moving. And I'm like, man, this girl is active. So like, even when people are bigger, I just can't stand them. They're like, oh, they're unhealthy. Not all of them. Okay. Not all of them. But her back, I'm just like, girl, how? But then, you know, you get to scrolling, seeing their beginning stages, and a lot of these girls, they're getting lipo. They're getting tummy tucks. They're getting their arms snatched. And I'm just like, now granted, every time they come on, they shouldn't say, hey, I got surgery. That's why I look like this. You know, of course not. But it's just like, dang.
If I had the money, See, I definitely changed my BBL to just like, all right, I'll get lipo. Because I know workouts to do in the gym. I know I could do it. I've been losing weight. You know, I'm proud to say I lost 20 pounds. Yeah. But like, you know, definitely like speed up the process. Let me get lipo. You know what I mean? Just like suck it out. And I'll definitely work. But does that not, since you had mentioned where women aren't saying they've gotten lipo and then they do like these little workouts and exercise and like become this like trainer.
True.
Do you think that does not mess with, or does it mess with the ideal like beauty standards? Because then you got girls thinking like, oh, well, she didn't even get like, you don't even think surgery. You think that's just how her body naturally is. And this is what I do to get this. I got to follow what she did. Yeah. When it's like, no, she got lipo. She did surgery. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay that you got surgery. Nothing's wrong with that.
Right.
Because girl, you still look
Just don't be
good.
lying out here. Yeah. Now
Yeah.
I think when they don't, because some girls I be seeing like who are like you said they turn into trainers. Like they're
Yeah.
out here, tell us what to eat, how to work out, all of that. But I do see some people. I'm just like, how? Especially when they're like, they're bigger, and then they're really small, but they got a nice size, but they're really small, and there's no loose skin or anything. So I'm just like, what you do for your arms? Because girl, these before pictures that you had, I'm really trying to, I'm trying to work on these arms,
Yeah.
and but in their title of their bio, they would say like VSG or whatever the acronym is for the surgery. And then I'll be like,
Mm,
okay, cool. Like, at least you're being real about it. At least you're
yeah.
being real about it, because other folks don't do that. And
No.
they will tell you, oh, you just gotta eat. You just gotta work. You really just gotta move. And it's like, but sis, you got some coins and you got it done. Like, just
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah. And like, I don't think that women like, well, it's not just women because men get it too.
Oh yeah, I was about to say.
And
They said Drake got
yeah.
his abs done.
Yeah. Which I don't think anything is wrong with that. Like, I don't even think
No,
that, I don't
yeah.
care if I would still date a man who got lipo. Oh, you got your abs etched? Okay. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not tripping. Like, I don't think people have to say it, but like, please just don't spread this idea that like you was in the gym, you was working hard, and it's like,
Right.
I mean, yeah, maybe at one point you were, it didn't work out, so you got some sort of surgery, and then you know what I mean. So like, I don't know. To me, that can be.
Oh.
But since you what?
Okay, so where are you gonna go into? Because I was gonna mention something else. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna mention, since you mentioned Drake and like and just men getting surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, what do you think about? Would you date a man if he is still beauty? Say he had like a lace front.
I knew he was going to the hair. I knew he was going to talk about the hair.
Would you still
Okay.
date? Would you still date him? Like, he's just
If you got a
bald,
wig
just because.
on,
Yeah, but it looked good. Like it looked, you know what I mean? Like no.
I don't think so. But the thing, I feel like, well, first I want to see what you're working with underneath. I
He bald.
do.
He got
And
like the U part. I don't think it's the U part. Like where they have like the U,
that
the
little
sides.
bald middle.
Yeah. No.
And what's crazy is here go the double standards. Go ahead. Clock it in the comments. Here come the double standards. No, please no. Please no. I would rather have you wear that out. I honestly would. Get your fade going or go bald. But granted, if we're just dating, if we're married, please no. Please no.
Really?
Don't wear that. No.
See, I don't
No.
care. Cause like, men be insecure too. You know what I
They
mean? So
do. Yeah.
if that helps, like you don't want to get rid of your hair right now, like you still want to feel youthful, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I say, do it. I don't care. You
That's
know
what's
what I mean?
up.
Like,
But,
go to someone who could do it really well. But I feel like, cause I've seen like people on TikTok, and I'm like, I would have never known because it
they
just
do be looking good. They
it
look
looked
good.
good. Like, and it makes him look so different.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm okay with it. Just let me know. Like, same thing. Like, I don't want to be surprised. Like, you know what I mean? Like, one day I
Mm-hmm.
see you with this head full of hair, and then like I come over one day and it's like, what? Where all your hair go? You just cut all your hair off? But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Okay, there's two things that I want to mention, but I wonder which one should come first. I want to get into skincare, but then I got some stuff to say about hair.
Mm-hmm.
Where should we go first?
Well, since we're talking about hair.
Okay. So, TikTok again. Last night, y'all, I was so like, ooh, these comments, y'all, these, what they call them, Twitter fingers, like these keyboard warriors, like, it was just so bad. So this girl, she's trying to teach people to embrace their hair, and she gives a lot of hair tips, right? And different hair techniques to grow your hair, to maintain all that. And, the girlies in the comments was just coming for her neck. And I was like, okay, what's so problematic? What's crazy is, okay, so let me start over here. I saw a TikTok from her earlier, and she was just saying like, when it comes to oil, like don't put, just when it comes to hydrating the scalp, like it needs water. It needs water, right? Instead of oil. Like yes, put oil in later, but like it needs water. And then she was breaking down water, like hydro is water or something like that. And she's like, oh, but I know y'all didn't take the SAT classes. And I was like, oh, girl, who you talking to?
Right, calm down.
And then she went into like just more of whatever she was teaching us. And I was like, girl, good information, but boop, skip, like scroll past you. Okay. But thank you though, because I didn't need that hair tip. And whatever, I just let it go, right? And then last night I see this girl, like, she just talking about how the girls in the comments are eating her up because of her hair texture. So she is a dark skinned girl. Like she's darker than me, but she's dark skinned. But her hair texture is pretty loose. It has like maybe what do they say? Maybe a 3B. I don't know, but it's loose for a black girl.
That's her hair texture?
Yeah. She's saying there's no chemicals on, that's her natural hair. It has a looser pattern. And then the girls were telling her, hey, thanks for the tips, but you benefit from texturism. And I was like, here we go. Here we go. And that's why I noted all the isms: colorism, texturism, featureism when it comes to your face, like facial features. Now, are these conversations that need to be had? Yes, right. But I just feel like it's so prevalent within the Black community that we're always getting down to features and all these isms. And they were like, because she was saying, I like my hair, right? And well, she said, I love my hair. And they were like, well, yeah, you only love your hair because you benefit from texturism, because your hair is more of a looser curl pattern. And she was like, so would you rather have me say I hate my hair for you to feel better about yours? Or like,
because if she said that, they'll still say something about that.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
And that's what she's saying. Like, that's what she was saying. Because a lot of the girls were like, oh, because she would say, she would style her hair. And she's like, this is how you style your hair. And then people would be like, oh, my 4C hair could never. My 4C hair would never. And I feel like the 4C hair is just, or like even the tighter coiled hair, because they're like, there's a 4D. And I was like, I didn't even know there's a 4D. Oh, at this point, because my hair is like a 4C, 4B. Lightly on the 4B, but like in my hair is pretty tight. But like in the back of my head is definitely more looser. So, but I'm just like, I'm trying to think if I had a moment where I said I hate my hair. I mean, there was definitely moments where I'm just like, oh, this hair. Like, I just rather not deal with it today because I didn't know how to really care for it or manage it, right? But now that I've learned more, doing my research and trying different things out with my hair, I can do my hair, and I love my hair. Okay, let me say that. I love my hair. Did it take a while for me to learn it and appreciate it? Yes. But it's like to hate it, or to like when you see other women with looser curl patterns than yours and you're like, oh, you only like it because it's straight and you can maintain the heat on it, Yeah. But I've seen some girls with 4C that's like, they call it like heat train, where they're always putting heat, always flat iron and curling it. I mean, probably heat damage, but it's like they're getting this looser style. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And so the girl broke it down, and she was like, when it comes to texturism, here's white people hair, you know what I mean? Or looser strand. And well, yeah, I think it's like European white and then like black. It says something, I don't know, but the colors were like, you could tell that's white girl hair. And it's like straight, really wavy, and then out here you had the extra tight coily hair. And she was like, I'm down here, I'm not as far, like I'm not as close to this texturism privilege that you keep saying I'm having. And they're like, well, yeah, you do have privilege because when it comes to brand deals or when it comes to people seeing you more acceptable, even though you're a dark-skinned woman, you're more accepted because of your hair, or you're more privileged because of your hair. And she's like, but I'm closer to 4C than the 1A. And there was like, even if you're a step above, you have that privilege.
Yeah.
And they were like, we just want you to admit it. Like, Alex, when I tell you these girls were gunning for her, like, we just want you to admit it. Just admit it. Just admit it. And she's like, okay, after I admit it, then what? Like, then what?
Right.
When I say, okay, I do benefit from texturism, now what? Now, I would say how she speaks, the tone could definitely be like, all right, miss me, girl. Bye. Bye. But at the same time, I'm just like, why can't she say she loved her hair and not, oh, I love my hair because it's better than 4C? It's not giving that. At least from my point of view, it's not giving that. But a lot of girls in the comments were like, that's what it's giving. And then this other creator was like, you're just projecting because you hate your hair.
That's what I was going to say in the very beginning. Because to say, I forget what you even said, like, where the people in the comments were like, you know, saying like, oh, my hair, my 4C hair can never, and stuff like that, then it becomes like, okay, so are you saying like you hate your hair? Like, is that what you're telling me? Because I love my hair, so now you're telling me that you, like, you're not saying it, but like, you know, underneath the surface, it's like, yeah, it's basically what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. It's just for me. I mean, it's all experience, right? It's what you go through. And it's like, yeah, so for me, definitely having like the 4C and the tighter coils, like, especially if you didn't know what to do with this. So my mother was immediately like perm, because back in the day, like, yes, they got, like, yes, they wore their natural hair, but them girls got their hair permed, okay? Like, they got their relaxer for sure.
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of my hair burned out, was because of the relaxers. But having the tighter coiled hair, like, again, going back to beauty standards and all of that, you're constantly being told like your hair is ugly, like you don't have good hair, you know what I mean? And that the more looser curl patterns are more favored.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is, like, of course, you know, growing up, your hair nappy, like, oh, your hair nappy, that's why your hair nappy.
Yeah.
You hear that all the time. And it's just like, oh my gosh, but my hair isn't nappy. It's actually done, you know, but it's not nappy. Right. It's thicker. It don't look like what's the quote unquote beauty standard, but cause it was like, oh my gosh, but I feel like it's just so like problematic within our community, like as Black people, but also I feel like Black people all over the world as well. Like, the European white standard of hair is just still embedded. Like, are we being appreciative more and embracing more? Yes. But then I feel like it recycles. Like, here's the cycle again. Like, oh, is your hair really nice? Like, what? I thought we passed this. And it's just like, oh, it's just so embedded. I wish we could just dig it out and keep it out, you know?
Yeah.
But when you have people kind of reinforcing that, and it gets on my nerves when I see other Black girls be like, oh, but she got good hair.
That's we still, I can't stand that.
Yeah.
I cannot stand that. Because to me, it's like, what is good hair? It's done. Yeah. She has product in her hair. You know what I mean? Like, that, to me, like, but usually people say that it's the curl pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
the looser. Yep.
Yeah. Which I get that. I can definitely see that is a thing.
Yeah.
But like,
and like going back to, you know, what I mentioned earlier with the example of the girl wearing no makeup at her wedding. For us, like, if we want to wear our natural hair, Like, oh, that's still a statement, like that we don't want to put a wig on, or.
But even with that, do you know who would talk about you more if you did that? It wouldn't be the white folks talking about you.
Yeah.
If you wore your hair natural at your wedding, it's not them white folks saying, why does she wear her hair natural? No,
Why she wear
it's
her
not
natural
them.
hair?
Because they
Yeah.
don't care. You know what I mean? Like, it really be your own people
Yeah.
who's coming
The
at you
the
for
folks in the
embracing.
comments. Well, it was
Yeah.
more Black and Hispanic, but yeah.
So it's like, man, I'll just be like, leave me alone. Let me do
Yeah, it's just
me.
like we're just so. I just feel like it's so again embedded in our history, in our
Yeah.
culture, to pin us against each other, and it's just like, why can we accept our own beauties? Like, and
Right.
again, this goes back to the home. It does
Yeah.
start in the home when you have mom, grandma, or when you have like, because a lot of girls who are biracial, when they will come with their stories, they would just say how, oh, grandma or grandpa like didn't like how we look, or they didn't like XYZ, so we didn't embrace XYZ. But even when you have black parents, like,
Yeah.
and oh, because my friend, she's from Jamaica, and she was saying how her grandma was like, I mean, this goes into race, but she was just saying how her grandma was told her, her grandma told, no, great grandma told grandma, you're not going to marry this kind of guy. And I was
Mm.
like, oh, because she's saying how, like, especially in Jamaica, like a lot of people from all over started to come and live there and stuff. And I said, oh, like, was your great grandma like white or something, or light skinned? And she was like, no, she was a black woman. Okay, dark skinned woman. And she's like, you're not about to marry that black man, like that dark skinned
That's
man.
crazy.
And I was like, that's sad.
Yeah.
That's sad. So again, like how you said, how like your daughter watches you, how you take care of you, how you talk about yourself. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, generations. Oh, well, my great grandma didn't like dark skin. She was dark skin herself. Like, and then grandma, it's like, we got to change it up. We really do, because the
Yeah.
world is an ugly place. Are they going to change? Probably not.
Right.
But what's that? As me and my house, okay, we're going to love ourselves. We're going
Yeah.
to embrace who we are, regardless of what people have to say about you. Because these standards are going to change
Yeah.
constantly. It's just a big recycle bin. Like, it's just
Yeah.
changing. What was in now is what was in years ago, and it'll go away, quote unquote, and then come back. Like,
Yeah.
but real quick, I want to get on
To the
skincare.
skincare.
Yes, 'cause I feel like clothing is a big thing. Of course, our bodies are a big thing, but then skincare. I do want to say this. I do love that men are starting to take care of their skin more.
Oh
I
yeah.
think that's a movement that should have been started. But I love to see them investing in themselves and
Yep.
being okay with that, you know?
Yep.
Just seeing more and more men do that. I do love that. Excuse me. But like when it comes to all these skincare routines and these different products to use, like just going off of how women would get surgeries, they're getting stuff done on their face as well. You know what I mean? Like they're getting treatments, and then they're the face
Yep.
of the skincare. And it's like, can you tell us the real story? Like, I've got XYZ treatments, and it took me years to get this
Right.
flawless look. Scam.
Yeah. No, seriously. Like, I mean, I wouldn't mind some like Botox, you know what I mean? But it's not really like fully changing.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that is also, that reminds you, that right there, getting like Botox and like, that is kind of like a beauty standard.
Mm-hmm.
Looking youthful, looking young,
Oh yeah,
not
yeah.
aging, which I
Yep.
was on Reddit, and that was like one of the things that had came up. It was like, what did it say? Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. I almost forgot about this Reddit thing because, man, you tell her this. So basically, what was they were talking about what is like people's opinion on beauty standards changing, right? And it says, I don't think this is a change, but it says there's definitely a shift towards perfection and youth, which I think has always been a thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it says, I mean, everyone wants to be attractive. No one really wants to age, so those things aren't new. But I feel like when I was in my teens and early 20s, people were definitely not as obsessive, which is true. I could definitely see that. I think now it's like people are starting young, which it says on TikTok. You have teens and 20-somethings calling everyone, which I think I mentioned this before. It says on TikTok, you have teens and 20-somethings calling everyone over 25 old hags.
Oh, not a hag.
No. No, seriously. It says, so I'm curious how they're going to deal with becoming one themselves. It says, my fiance's cousin is 26 and calls us. It says, my fiance is 26. My fiance's cousin is 26 and calls us old. And it says, we're 30 and 34. I'm like, Jesus. Which that's what I was saying in the last
strict over here.
Yeah, like if you're, yeah. It says, and I just find it amusing because she's closer to 30 than 20. She doesn't like having that point out, though. It says, calling someone old hag is inexcusable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's rude. That's not okay. But I've heard that, and that's for the older.
No, seriously.
Like, how old are you? Yeah.
But that is a thing, being youthful. Like, that's a beauty standard. Like, being young, which it kind of goes along with, the skincare. Like, all that, what became super popular is like collagen. I ain't know nothing about dang collagen. But then now it's like, huh?
I was gonna say the word, but that's not it.
No,
that's not it. But yeah, collagen, retinol.
Yeah. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm getting on my skincare. I am doing my little skincare routine because I used to just I used to just have a bar of soap and wash my face like that. You know what I mean? Put it in my hands, lather it up, wash my face, and I'm done. Because I used to have really bad acne when I was younger. And it was probably because I wasn't washing my face as a kid. You know what I mean? But I used to use, what is it? I think it's Lever or Lever. I don't know. Lever 2000.
Lever. We used to. Yeah. That was that soap.
That's what the doctor told me to use. So I just use it on my face. But now I'm actually starting to get into a routine. And I use vitamin C to help me.
Yeah.
And I really like that. But like, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm falling into like the beauty, well, certain extent when it comes to skincare, into like the beauty standard. Like I don't want wrinkles. I'm too expressive with my face. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But I just feel like there's a limit. Like there's nothing wrong with I feel like we definitely got to rephrase like the wording. So slim, thin, like all that. I just feel like what needs to be in is healthy. Yeah. Just be healthy when it comes to your skincare. Like be healthy. As we get older, it's just natural. Your skin gets drier. You know what I mean? And to not have that, like, I mean, even as it happens, there's a way to take care of your skin. There's a way to do things that's going to benefit your body, period. I feel like that's what needs to be the standard. What needs to be pushed is health rather than looks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because for me, your girl laughs, smiles all day long. So they'd be like, oh, the laugh lines or the whatever. Like when I used to wear, like when I would get my makeup done, and this will always come out, and they be like, oh, you just smile a lot, you just laugh a lot. That's what I'm gonna do. Like I'm not going to keep that still because it's messing up the makeup. Like I'm going to laugh, and if the laugh lines come in or the smile lines come in, it just does. Now does it not look as good? Yeah, but I'm not going to not do that because of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, like how you just said, like your face be expressive, girl. Hello, same. I remember, who was it? what was it, women in the church? I forget, but they were like, oh, when you scrunch up your face like that, you're going to have wrinkles over here. I'm just like, okay, like, okay. But no, I definitely don't think there's nothing wrong with taking care of your skin and your body for health reasons, for sure.
Yeah, definitely not.
Now, these products out here be finessing. Okay, for sure.
No,
they said the Korean skincare is in, right? But I'm looking at that label. I'm like, he said $500 for an eye cream? Huh?
No, for real. But I have heard that too, that their skincare is in. But like, yeah, they skincare. I have looked at some of their stuff too, because I'm like, I do want to try.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, I can't even read. I can't read what it say. I don't even know. Is this really what it's really for? Because I can't read it.
Oh. What else was I going to say about skincare? Because you talked about being like it's starting off young. It is. And I think that goes back to the home. Like growing up, it was a different time for us as well. It was a different time because these high schoolers now are like, what's that brand right now? Good Molecules. Like they had that mini fridge for like $5 or something, or $10 or something. And it comes with like some skincare in there. Like these little girls
I didn't know about that.
Are like, yeah, they got their skincare routine. And I'm like, Mom, why are you letting them do that? You know what I'm saying? Now, the stuff I'm seeing on social media are more so like little white girls. And I'm just like, growing up, we played in makeup. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we would see our mom, like, do stuff on her face, and she would play and, like, you know, put a little stuff on her face, but wipe that off. Like, all right. Say less.
Not her putting on your face and then yelling at y'all to wipe it off.
Girl, okay, can we be like, oh, we're going to leave the house with this? No, you're not. Right. No, you're not. You're way too young, you know? And I just feel like with these little girls, this girl talked about how she was at Sephora and these girls had their carts stacked. And she was like, no, Mom, I want to get this. Hello, girl, they add up. I come up with at least 3 products, like 5 on a good day. And she was like, I want this. She's like, but her cart was full with, you know, little perfume here and there, but like tons of skincare products. And the mom was like, you don't need this, you don't need that. But the girl was on her way to throw a fit. Okay. Oh. And Mom was like, okay. Like, I'll get this, I'll get that. But that girl was running it up. And then who did she go to? Dad. But Dad, I want this, I want that. He was like, all right, let's just get it and let's go. Cause you know, you're holding up the line, you're causing a scene. And it's something about men in scenes. Like, they not here for it. You know, but he's like, all right, let's just get it. But I'm just like, what?
Yeah,
Ain't no way.
No.
Ain't no way. We would literally get snatched. And the car would be left on that counter.
Yeah, you ain't getting nothing.
You ain't getting nothing.
Be because I definitely don't like scenes. I know it's not about beauty standards. I don't like scenes. You know, I don't like to make a big commotion.
Yeah.
But my daughter has been throwing little fits. I'm like, she got to be learning that at daycare. Because what we don't do is we don't throw fits. You're not going to throw yourself back. She be kidding herself doing that. And she does it so.
Kids do that. They do. They throw themselves
but she does it. She does it to where she ain't gonna hurt herself because she knows.
Okay.
But I'm like, oh, you lucky you little baby. You know what I mean? Like, you only 1 year old. Because baby. Listen, we don't be throwing. We're not doing that. But yeah, no, to be in there and you throwing a fit and then you get what you want. That's no. And at that you're in Sephora, that is expensive.
Girl, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, I'm thinking I'm getting the gist of, beauty standards are kind of messed up for us as people in this society. They are very,
they get out of hand.
But yeah. So I guess to like wrap it up, there is one thing I want to mention. I forgot to mention earlier. And I guess this could be like an ending point. Basically, like it's with style, because you know I do like my little fashion or whatever. And do you remember when, what was it? Oh, he was wearing Tims and stuff. You know, wearing the Timmies. I forget what it's called. Yeah, and how, you know, like it's a big thing, like when it comes to fashion and like creasing your shoes. Do you remember when I was like, I'm like, man, who cares if yo Tim's is creased? It adds character. It gives a character, a personality.
You've been worn.
Yes, which I understand some shoes not getting creased, but me, man, my Tim's is creased. They creased, stretched out, worn. Still look cool with my fit. You know what I mean? I ain't worn Tim's
yeah. But man, I don't even have Tim's anymore.
I think I still got mine.
I used to love some Tim's though. I did.
Yeah. But since I mentioned the Tim's earlier, it made me think of that. But that just goes along with just be yourself.
Yeah.
Like I know there'll always be this like beauty standard. Like that's always going to be a thing.
Always. Yeah. It ain't
but
going
it's
nowhere.
Like, yeah, no, just be yourself. Be yourself. And that's it.
Have some individuality. Like, who cares who's not rocking and rolling with you? And of course, that's easier said than done because you don't want to be out here just, getting picked on. It's just at the same time, like, I feel like I want to talk to those people who are trendsetters or who does express their creativity with their fashion, with just making statements of not wearing makeup, like wearing your natural hair. Oh, that's another interesting thing too. And I'm just gonna make this point, leave it alone. But they said that within the Black community, like the fact that we have to say natural hair, like I'm wearing my natural hair. Like you don't hear white, Hispanic, Indian, like I'm wearing my natural hair. No, they just do that. But it's like for us, I just feel like it goes back in history where we weren't allowed to wear natural hair, where wearing our natural hair was problematic. So the fact that it's like we have this whole movement to embrace what naturally grows out of our scalp. I mean, sometimes I look at some of the things and I'm just like, man, that's not fair because other cultures wasn't picked on like we were or attacked or scrutinized, killed because of who they naturally are. Like, so yeah, it goes deep, but I just still want to say like, just, really embrace your creativity, your beauty. Know that you are beautiful regardless of who doesn't agree. Like you're her and you're him, and stand in that.
That's a good message.
Yeah.
That's a good message. I don't think I can follow that. I can't follow up. That's a good one. Another good conversation. Good conversation. I guess we can end it. Oh, wait, I didn't even hear what you said. I still can't hear. Is your mic okay? Is it dead? Okay, well, I guess I'll just end it by myself. Or here, you talk and let me try and read your lips. I'm just kidding. Oh, what happened? It went black.
Oh no! I just disconnected the.
I can still hear. I can hear you now. It just froze.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I think I'm on the computer. But I was just saying, just tell us what resonated with you. Like, what did you agree with? What you didn't agree with? Just give us some feedback on our conversation that we had today, and what y'all think the standard of beauty is. Like,
yeah, but yeah, definitely let us know. And with that, we will see y'all, hear y'all hear us next time.
Yes, talk to y'all later. When we call, make sure you pick up.
Right. All right, bye.
Bye, y'all.